Hello, and how are you? Welcome to another glorious taste test. Today we will be doing a quick taste test and review of my recently brewed potato and barley wine. Now, this wine does need a while more to finish off maturing. It's not quite there just yet. However, it's never too early to have a quick taste and a quick test of the wine to see how it's coming along and how it's going to be down the track in 6 months, 12 months. So, first up, the colour. Crystal clear. Bit of frosting on the glass because it's really, really cold. But it is looking brilliant. Straw-like, honey-coloured, very faint embers of like dancing glimmers within it, which is sparkling, being fantastic. Anyway, on the nose, we get this lovely honey-fied, sparkly, dancey. On the nose, you get a really deep depth to it. It tickles all of your nose hairs and wafts through with this big burst of meatiness. It's nearly like slapping your nostrils with a steak because it's just so full-on, intense, lively, robust. You know that you are drinking a wine here that has... it's not one of those really feeble wines where there's hardly any aroma. You pick this up and you can smell the potatoes and the barley and the alcohol. It all jumps up at you. And this wine is not for the faint-hearted. It's robust, it's deep, it's got the density and the depth that you want for a winter warmer. It tickles you in every possible good way and more. Anyway, flavour-wise, that is smooth. Now that wine is smooth with a capital smooth. It goes down ever so softly and gently, yet it fills your mouth full of cheek-sucking tannins and this vigorous fervidness that just slaps you around the inside of the mouth and tickles your tonsils. It's wow. This is nearly akin to drinking a wine glass of whiskey, only without that alcoholic burn. There's alcohol behind it, definitely, that's carrying the flavour, but not quite as intense as the whiskey because it's only about 13.5%, 14%. It's not as strong as whiskey, but you get that aroma in the mouth of that alcohol burn and the alcohol bite. Now that should subside over time as it matures out. It's still early days. I normally like to have a bottle of wine early on in the wine's life cycle and then have a bottle every few months just to chart its progress so I can work out when the optimum ideal time for drinking it is. And normally that is after about 4 o'clock. But this wine is drinkable any time you fancy. It's good young. It's going to be even better in a year's time. So it's always worth setting aside a few bottles away. Forget about them, dark place, forget you've made it. That's one of the reasons I normally advocate making 2 gallons of your wine. Have 1 gallon that you are not going to drink. You'd put it aside, forget about it. It does not exist at all. And simply drink the other bottle as and when you fancy. Then when you run out of your first gallon, you will surprise yourself. And it gets easier the older you get because you can forget what you've done more easily. It's one of the perks of being older. So this wine, pairing wise, this wine is going to go beautifully with a curry, a nice lamb vindaloo maybe, or tandoori of some sort, a lovely, rich, full-bodied meatiness. Or even if you're not a meat eater, something quite strong and robust, spinach and lentils mixed together with plenty of spice behind them. The food always seems to add to the wine, and the wine adds to the food. And it's always a perfect combination to match the food with the drink. Of course, you don't need to eat as you drink, and you don't need to drink as you eat. But even if you had some pork scratchings or dry roasted peanuts, it would really complement the wine ever so well. Now this potato and barley wine is definitely worth making and setting aside for as long as you can leave it. And if you haven't seen the video where I go through the recipe, check it out up by here and go and make it. You will not be disappointed. It is well worth making, it's well worth drinking, and it's well worth watching that video to see how to do it. And I'll see you really, really soon. You have a good day now.